approaching the designated coordinates.
The lunar rover rumbled across the desolate landscape. Captain Ben Larson gripped the controls, his eyes scanning the horizon. Beside him, Dr. Elise Moreno, the mission geologist, peered at instrument readings. In the back, engineer Tyler Chen hummed a nervous tune as he monitored life support. Their destination, a crater untouched since the solar system's birth. A place of shadows and secrets. The crater loomed, a black maw against the stark lunar surface.
Deploying floodlights.
The rover dipped over the crater's edge, plunging them into an unnerving darkness. The harsh glare revealed a desolate landscape of jagged rocks and fine grey dust, but something wasn't right. An unnatural stillness hung in the air, a silence so profound it felt like a presence. Moreno shivered, a tremor that had nothing to do with the lunar chill.
Let's get to work.
Larson nodded, maneuvering the rover towards a promising outcropping of rock. He couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, the hairs on the back of his neck prickling with unease. The moon, always a silent companion to humanity, seemed to be holding its breath, and in that held breath, a sense of impending doom. The drilling equipment whined, biting into the lunar rock. Moreno examined the core samples, her brow furrowed.
This is unusual.
She murmured, her fingers tracing strange, intricate patterns in the dust. The patterns pulsed faintly, a rhythmic throb that seemed to resonate deep within the crater. Larson, his unease growing, kept glancing at the shadows that stretched and contracted with each passing minute.
What is it, Doc?
Chen asked, his voice tight with apprehension. He was usually fascinated by Moreno's discoveries, but the oppressive silence of the crater had seeped into his bones. He just wanted to leave, to feel the familiar rumble of the rover under his feet, to see the reassuring curve of the Earth in the black sky. Moreno didn't answer, her attention consumed by the pulsing patterns. She carefully collected the core samples, her movements swift and precise.
We need to get these back to the lab. These aren't just minerals, they're structures, complex, organized structures, alive.
Larson felt a chill run down his spine. Alive? Here on the sterile, lifeless moon? He pushed the thought away, attributing it to the stress of the mission and the unnerving silence that pressed in on them.
Let's pack it up. The sooner we're out of this hole, the better.
As they packed up the equipment, a low hum resonated through the crater. The rover's instruments flickered erratically.
What the hell was that?
Chen exclaimed, his eyes darting around nervously. The humming intensified, morphing into a low, guttural growl that seemed to emanate from the very core of the moon. Fear, primal and instinctive, tightened its grip on Larson's chest.
Source?
He barked, his voice sharp with urgency. Moreno, her face pale, pointed to a newly opened fissure in the crater wall.
It's coming from in there.
She whispered, her eyes wide with a terror that mirrored his own. The fissure, a jagged wound in the lunar surface, pulsed with an eerie, internal light. It beckoned them, promising answers and threatening oblivion in equal measure. Larson hesitated. His every instinct screamed at him to get back in the rover, to escape this place while they still could. But curiosity, that insatiable human drive, warred with his fear, and deep down he knew there was no escaping the truth. Whatever lurked in the heart of the crater, whatever had awakened in the cold, dead rock, was about to reveal itself.
Chen, stay here with the rover, Moreno with me. Let's see what the moon wants to show us.
He drew a deep breath, steeling himself for the unknown. The growl intensified, becoming a deafening roar as they approached the fissure. The moon, long thought silent, had found its voice, and it was hungry.